back in business.
Alrighty. Wow. All right, I don't know. Can you guys hear me on the live stream? I apologize. We had some technical difficulties, and I don't know if you can hear me right now. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We apologize. Wow. All right, I got technical difficulties and stuffs. How is everybody doing tonight? We are live with Linux Tech and Gaming for the holiday special. Hopefully, you guys stuck around that 18 minutes and sat here and waited because we're excited for tonight's show. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to get into it. So, how Osiris Atomic? How are you guys doing?
Shit.
Well, you're echoing, so I can hear you twice. I think you're coming through Skype, maybe.
Mute the
Yep, I fixed
Skypes.
it. My
All right,
bad.
there we go.
My
Now I'm
bad.
doing better. Now
Yeah,
I'm
right.
doing better.
Atomic, you?
Eh.
He says, eh. All right. Okay, great. So for today's topic, we got a big show today. But normally we go into our first segment right away, which is the Atomic Ass, and he chooses a Linux game to let us know what he thinks about it. So, Atomic, what do you got for us this week?
We're just gonna skip it this week. I have nothing.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, let's just get right into the topics then.
All right, take us in, Osiris.
Let's see here. I guess we'll start with Mountain Blade. Sounds fair enough. I find it. There we go. Mountain Blade. So Mountain Blade had a DLC. The game is not new. Not a new game. It has been out for the other platform. But now the DLC is available for Linux, and it's called Mountain Blade Warband Viking Conquest. So it's Mountain Blade with Vikings on boats. So extra special stuff there.
I've have you guys? I've never played it. Have you guys played it?
I've got Mountain Blade. I've played it. And it's a great game. It's got like a cult following almost.
Really?
But the DLC is getting very, very mixed reviews. If you go through GOG.com, Steam, or any other review site, the reviews are either really bad or good. So out of 100, I guess it's about a 50% in the interwebs. So I don't even know if this one's worth picking up. Probably not worth picking up.
All right. I personally don't have any experience with the Mountain Blade, and so what kind of style game did you say it was?
Um, it's a FPS with melee weapons. Is the best I can think of.
Oh, yeah, let me do a little Google searches here. Mountain Blade. Oh man, which one is it? Mountain Blade Viking Conquest.
Yeah. It, it on Windows it has a pretty large following. Somewhat large, relatively large cult following, sort of say.
Yeah. Oh, it's
People
13. Okay, yeah, it's 13.49 right now with 10% off. Well, that's pretty cool.
You can
Well,
get it on GOG for $14.99 if you prefer no DRMs.
there you go. Nice. All right, cool. I don't know if I'm even gonna bother switching and showing the game to the viewers here. If that's a thing or not. What the hell, right? Let's do it. And this bug is a pain in our ass. The stupid... Alright, anyway, so yeah, we got Mount and Blade Warband Viking Conquest. There it is. You can see a little bit. Oh, that isn't what I wanted. I just did full screen and it's like on the wrong monitor. All right, let's move on to the next topic here. Let's check in with the chat and with everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Do we even have, let's see, we don't have the IRC information down there. That's not good. Let's add that. The IRC, you can get to the IRC on our website, Linux Tech and Gaming /live, and then you just scroll down and you can enter in any username you want as long as it's not already taken. And you shouldn't have to change the channel. The channel should just already be correct, which is the pound symbol and Linux tag. Let me change this text here. Boom.
Are you talking about the website?
Nope. Yeah. It's Linux
You
Tech
shouldn't
and
have to.
Gaming.
You shouldn't have to enter the room in there. It should be already in there when you go to the page.
Correct. The room should be entered already. Pound symbol Linux tag. I'm just letting those of you know that don't have or aren't using the website. Say you're using Live Streamer like a pro, stream viewer does. You use Live Streamer and you check out the stream for video, and then you chat using an IRC client like HexChat or XChat or whichever chat client you prefer on the IRCs. So we are, our channel is on Linux Tag on Geek Shed's server. It should be in the lower portion of the screen right now for those of you watching the video. I'm trying to get onto the server myself.
Wait, what? We're on Geek Shed now?
Yes, sir. We talked about it last week. Did you forget?
No. I thought we went back to the other one. That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air. We're ever evolving. The show is ever evolving. So, I wanted a certain bot that I'm coding or figuring out, and I wasn't sure about any restrictions that, freenode had. So I figured let's just go on Geek Shed. I'm aware of some other channels that are on there that currently use bots and stuff, and so I already knew that Geek Shed was, bot friendly, and I didn't know that freenode could accept bots until after the fact. So that's still going to be, I guess, something that we can change, or it's up in the air, I suppose. But currently we are on Geek Shed, and the channel is Linux Tag. So, yeah. So how many people? Who do we all got in here in the chat?
Let's see. We got Glog. We got Jackalope Eater.
Max CFM.
He's those guys. Everybody's on the freenode server still, apparently, which is okay. All right. Yeah, there was a change kind of midweek, so I can see why that would happen possibly. Let me add another chat or text to this here. Add existing text. So this is our other IRC server right there. Now they're both on the bottom of the screen. Prototype, regular, outline, drop shadow. Which one did I do? I forget. Prototype, size, blah. All right. And they look different. One must be a different font. Sans serif. Who uses sans serif? There. Now they should be the same. All right. So
I
I first want to apologize for the little discombobulation that we got going on right now. I was trying to do a lot of stuff at one time, and so this show today is a little bumpy, but it is a holiday special. We're all not wearing our Christmas hats that I wanted us to wear. I completely forgot about it. I do, however, have a Christmas tree that will get a little bit of spirit. So if you guys, this is a holiday. We got Christmas right around the corner. I know that everybody celebrates different things around this time of year.
Bah humbug.
Yeah, and then there's Atomic, right? That's
And your little Charlie Brown tree.
right. It is. No, this is actually way better than a Charlie Brown tree. The Charlie Brown tree is like just this twig. So anyway, where can I put this that it'll be in the view? Probably nowhere. Right here? Yep. All right. So, now that we've kind of established and settled down and figured everything out, what do we got going on? What's the next topic, Osiris?
All right, let's see. Civilization Beyond Earth was released within the last week. It's the sequel to the super popular Civilization 5, which was also ported by Aspire. So you can
Beyond
expect
Earth?
a certain
Oh,
so you can
nice.
expect a certain level of quality because it's an Aspire title. According to most of the reviews, a lot of the reviews, it's a technically good game. So it works. Everything is polished, looks good, but it just lacks personality in comparison to the other previous Civilization games. So it's kind of bland, I guess is a way to put it. But it's a good game nonetheless. If you like Civilization, you'll probably like this. No, it's not as good as Civ 5, but it is still a Civ game if you're a diehard. Now it is on Linux, and it seems to be working without any glaring issues that I know of. So that's another +1 in the Linux game library.
There we go. Sweet. And I do have a picture of it playing on the stream. And, I'm afraid to hit full screen on this again because I'm afraid it'll just, go full screen on the wrong monitor. And I'm also noticing that there is no audio, which I thought I fixed already.
It didn't get muted?
Playback. No, it's not muted. It's not muted. Maybe Steam, maybe Pavu control. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's receiving any audio for playback on the also playback plugin. So Steam broke again apparently.
Are you streaming to Twitch at all?
Yes. Hopefully nobody unhosted or hosted anything, because if they did, then it's going to be crossing paths again and not go anywhere. If you recall last week.
Both yours and Linux Tech and Gaming is showing offline.
Jeez. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So somebody has host inside Linux Tech and Gaming. No, you can't host Linux Tech and Gaming.
When I got in there, it was hosting you, so I unhosted it.
Okay. Oh, wait, on Twitch?
Yes. And your personal one's offline, too.
It should be on... I'm pretty sure I was streaming it to Linux Tech and Gaming. We set up the whole, we set up the whole thing. You and I did that other, last week, after last week's show. So I don't know why it's not working. So is anybody out there, does anybody else play Civilization? I know Cyrus loves it. I haven't gotten into it. It takes so much time to really learn, in my opinion.
Cyrus is the only one that plays it. On Linux or any other platform.
Yeah, right. Only reason I know about it because I've seen so many people playing it. I was like, yeah, that's a must-have.
Because everybody else is playing it.
Right. So it must be decent.
Right.
At least decent.
Well,
Yeah, but
You know, jumping out of perfectly good airplanes is also a thing that a lot of people do.
That is true. It's just not a thing a pimp does.
Uh,
It's a good game if you like if you like the idea of progressing through civil history, social history, society's history, and building from early ages to the space age and taking over the world more or less is what it ends up being. Not the politically correct term for it, but yeah, basically you're trying to take over the world. Your ideology, your values, your way of controlling things, and that's it. So I guess I have Beyond Earth. I just haven't loaded it yet because A, I'm out of space. B, I have too many games loaded on this drive, and I'm playing too many games at the same time.
I hear that. Yeah, I'm not playing enough games, actually, is my problem.
I've got 31 games loaded, installed. Thing.
only 31.
Yeah, man.
Only 31.
Well, I guess make it 30 because BioShock is installed but not playable.
Right. Yeah. We can show the world right now that that's the case. Here we go. We got BioShock Infinite. And
Missing
you can
executable, no.
play. Missing executable. Oh, and they can't see that. That's interesting. They can't see this pop-up that's on my screen, and I know exactly why.
Because you're doing a window capture.
Correct. Anything with an alpha layer on it, an alpha channel, cannot be captured using the X composite, blah, whatever you want to call it. So really what I would do is remove this one and add a screen, gaming screen. There we go. And then shrink this down, move it over here, and boom, tough acting, ton acting. That's what I'm talking about. So I hit play, and look at that, everybody. Failed to start game. No. All right. So what's our next topic, Osiris?
Another game. Let's see here. Super Tux Card gets an update, which is a
Wait, did you
for
just say
people-
Super Tux Cart?
Yeah, Super Tux Card.
Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
I know.
You're
I'm
a
just
Linux-
messing around. Just messing around.
So for those who don't know, Super Tux Kart is a Mario racing type of game that's been on Linux, native to Linux, before Steam, way before Steam, and it's pretty popular amongst Steam Linux users. But it gets a pretty major update with a new rendering engine, improved maps, online multiplayer coming soon, or it's in the beta. I'm not quite sure on the details on that one. They added some new kart physics and random Grand Prix mode. So if you're a Tux Kart fan,
This
like
is
you
a,
just like
this
some,
is a must-have. Yeah, definitely.
if you just like some idle gameplay, this is something this is an update you need to get a hold of.
I mean,
Pretty major, and there's going to be another major update after this one. I think this is the first of several major updates, so that they get to I think a pretty solid point nine release.
right. Yeah, you can see here the website just looks clean. It looks so solid. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm looking at the website, supertuxcart.blogspot.com, and oh my gosh, I haven't looked into this game in years probably. I think I have it. Let me no, it's on my Ubuntu install. Never mind. I'm in Arch right now. But this, just looking at the website, they got a YouTube video. Let's check this out. I think the game, like you said, if you're looking for some idle time, I apologize for blasting everyone's ears. Sorry about that. If you're looking for some idle time or what have you, it's definitely a fun game. And the whole point of it is that it's free. Why is there no audio? Oh, it's a little bit lag behind. So I'm just showing the stream viewers the game, you guys.
It is now using OpenGL 3.1. Not that that should be a problem for most people, but just in case you're using a 10-year-old computer for whatever reason, that might be a thing for you.
Yeah, I hear you. So, look at the... Oh, wow. Look at Tux. There he is in his little car. So they're going to have some new tracks, it looks like. Some farm-style tracks. Were those in the original one? Oh, wow. Wait a second. They got snowmobiles now? Snow tracks? Oh, my gosh. This is... wow. I don't know what to say.
Still looks like a 15-year-old game.
That doesn't matter, though. I personally, I think they did I haven't played it in a long time, so I guess, maybe my insight isn't as relevant because I haven't played it in so long, but this looks pretty damn cool. And we all have to realize this is a free game. So if you were my age, mid-30s, whatever, or lower 30s, and you played Super Mario Kart, before it got on the N64 and the whole Smash Brothers and all that popularity, and you were just playing Super Nintendo, Mario Kart and Super Mario Kart, I'm telling you right now, this is the closest you're ever going to get to an open source equivalent to that game. And I think it looks really cool. They even got the little GIMP character. They got all the little characters, that make up Linux. I think it's awesome. I think it's this is one game right here that you could point to and say, hey, this is an open source game. This is a Linux game, and this right here will run on your laptop. You know what I mean? I mean, speaking of, why don't we? Yeah, this is something that we all have this conversation a lot, and it's in regards to graphics performance, gaming, and Linux, and NVIDIA versus AMD versus Intel, right? We get into a pretty good debates about it. Wouldn't you guys say?
No, we just rip everybody a new asshole equally.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Graphics can stand to be improved all the way across the board.
Yes.
But some suck more than others.
Argument. Yep. There's no argument there. Definitely. Whoa. What was that? Let's see here. Oh, I must have accidentally full screened that. That's why that did that. So, what just happened? Did it log me out? Oh, wow. My network. Steam is down. Steam's down.
No!
Oh, my God. Everybody start praying to Gaben, please. Oh, I know why. There's no connection. I'm utilizing all bandwidth to upload this live stream.
No, there's no connection. Steam's down.
Okay, Steam's down. I crashed it. I'm pretty sure I won the internet today. So.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
It
You
says,
get a cookie.
Yep.
It says it says no connection, but I can still go to the store page on the client.
Steam Community
Oh, yeah, look
and
at that.
Store are
No,
separately hosted.
it's separately hosted, right?
Yeah, but usually for me, if it says no connection, nothing works.
So this might be bad. People are tweeting out our website. I didn't get it moved over to the dedicated VPS yet. Well, we'll see what happens.
It'll just go down because of all the people hitting our website at once.
Right.
All 15 of them.
Yep. That's actually about how many people it probably would take to take our host down, actually. It's not a very good host. All right, well, Super Tux Kart, check it out, guys. If you're into a racing type game, you're into open source, and you're into free, definitely go and check that one out. Are you aware? Is it is it just in the normal repositories, Osiris, for you on your your Ubuntu install?
No, I don't know. I don't get it from the regular. You can get it from the site, or you can get it from Playdeb. I think Playdeb keeps it up to date. We double check that. That's why I prefer to get my stuff from his Playdeb.
Hey, no, not me. Those are like usually obviously Debian specific packages. So that's something important to point out to our viewers. If you're newer to Linux, you have to be cautious of where you get your packages from, your games, your stuff. Now, first and foremost, you're going to want to always use your package manager. I can't specify that enough. You want to use your package manager first and foremost. Then after that, and you can't find something, then check for a PPA on the internet. So you're going to use Google, you're going to use whatever tool you want to search for a PPA. So you would just do like supertuxcart space PPA, hit enter, and then viewing a particular PPA. Let's just go ahead and do this together. Why not? So we would just go up here and type in supertuxcart PPA. I'm using DuckDuckGo right now because Google blah. You can use Google if you want, but anyway, so I'll just switch to Google real quick. supertuxcart PPA. Look at this. Boom. So all of these are already available for various distributions in the Ubuntu realm. Or if you're Debian specific, like one of the Debian versions, you can get it from, like Osiris said, GitDeb or whatever he said, whatever it was. But if you're on Arch, you're on the Arch master race, you most likely can find it in the regular repos or in the AUR. And actually, I'm looking at it right now. In the AUR, you can get the Git version, which is the latest and greatest code, like today's code, like to the minute code, or you can get an older version. You can even get a SuperTux. It says SuperTux editor, so maybe you want to create your own maps or something. I'm not totally sure about that because I haven't experienced the SuperTux editor, but it's in the AUR if you're on that Arch master race. So, yeah, supertuxcart, check it out. What do we got next?
Microsoft. Well, there's a game that is available for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, OS X, and Linux, but not available for Microsoft, called JS Joust, which is a game that utilizes the PlayStation Move controller, which, if you do know or do not know, is Bluetooth, and therefore needs a Bluetooth connection, obviously. And the developers have said that, quote unquote, Bluetooth on Windows is a mess. They couldn't get it figured out on Windows. To be honest, they couldn't get it figured out on anything.
Really?
Not on OS X or Linux either, but
with
OS X.
Burn. Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
With the OS X and Linux, they had a little bit of lateral freedom to implement a fix because they use something called PS Move API, which is an open source solution for connecting the PS Move controllers. So the guy said even that was hard, and they earned their stripes for doing that. But Windows doesn't offer such freedom in getting stuff fixed. Basically, they would have to rewrite the whole driver to get it working the way it's really supposed to be working. So that is a moment, because this is a game that is available for everything, virtually everything, but not Windows, which is obviously the main platform for PC gaming.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's kind of actually pretty big news, isn't it? How many platforms is it available for?
PS3, PS4, OS X, Linux, maybe Windows one day. They said they're working on it.
Maybe Windows one day. Look at this. Haven't the tides turned a little bit? That actually is pretty amusing to me. So this game right here uses a certain type of technology that's actually preventing it from working on Windows. Are you Window fanboys all listening? Wow. How did that happen?
Osiris NLD, I've got a Bluetooth controller right here. You will not find a desktop with Bluetooth built in. Period.
I thought Ubuntu had
yeah, Bluetooth
built in.
utils. Yeah, Bluetooth utils. It's not
talking
built
about
in.
a hardware desktop,
Oh, sure.
not a
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Linux desktop.
Right.
But you can get a Bluetooth dongle on Amazon for $1. Literally $1. I think is what I paid for this.
So how have you tried it in Linux?
What? The Bluetooth?
Yeah, the Bluetooth controller.
Let's see. I did not try whatever it is this game is calling for, but I, in the past, have used the PS3 DualShock controller.
Yeah.
DualShock 3.
Okay.
And that it wasn't too janky. It has the same issues as the Xbox 360 wireless controller, in that not a lot of games like it. So yeah. Plus, you have to have some special package, which I've completely forgotten because I haven't used it in like 2 years.
Yeah, I hear you. Man, the last time I looked into Linux and Bluetooth was probably 5 years ago or more. It's because it was right at the time when keyboards and mice were getting hot as far as using Bluetooth. And it was just, I remember installing the packages. They were super easy to find in the repositories for Ubuntu or whatever flavor of Ubuntu I was using at the time. Probably Xubuntu, just because of the hardware I had. So this was pre-Lubuntu or pre-Lubuntu, and I didn't have a very fun experience. I will say that. So hardware support has really come a long way with Linux, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you might now and again have that latest brand new USB Wi-Fi dongle that doesn't work yet because the hardware was released prior to the developers getting the module loaded into the kernel. That might happen, but from 10 years ago when I first started out on Linux, it's amazing the amount of default hardware support right out of the box. That's what I don't think a lot of consumers realize. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of consumers are just fixed in thinking that, all right, they get their machine, or say like they build their machine, right? A lot of enthusiasts like us or whatever, they build their hardware, then they get their operating system and they got to pay that $120. Ouch. Then they're like, okay, which motherboard? Oh, whoa. Sorry about that, everybody, for the ears. And then they're like, all right, which motherboard do I have? They got to find out what NIC controller they have. So they have to download the driver for that. They got to find out what audio device controller they have. They got to download that driver. Then they got to download this, download that. Because most times the motherboard comes with a CD. But every top big YouTuber you watch, he tells you to throw out the CD. So now you're spending time going to have to go and download all of these packages or software or drivers they're called in Windows. Whereas in Linux, you just install the operating system and you're up and running. Boom, you're on your way.
Which I'd like to point out, that's why I have drifted towards Arch, because in Ubuntu 14.04, my bleeding edge hardware was not supported.
Yeah, that is right. So, and which hardware was that?
My Devil's Canyon CPU.
Oh, yeah, that's bleeding edge. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, something was not loaded into the kernel, so I was getting a lot of SIG faults. With 14.04...
I think the problems are the same. Windows has the same problem too. If you're not using the newer stuff or the newer patches in Windows, you're going to have the same exact problem as you will in Linux as far as hardware goes. Devil's Canyon had Windows problems too.
Right. Yep. Early adopters like the big YouTubers. Even the bigger YouTubers that went X99 immediately. I saw plenty of tweets about growing pains or whatever you want to call it. What do you call that when you early adopters pains? You're first getting into the hardware when it's really not mainstream yet, and it's still really new, bleeding edge. That's where those big YouTubers, it really pays off if they have a direct connection with, say, ASRock or Asus or whoever makes the motherboard. If it's an Intel motherboard or chipset anyway. So those types of relationships or partnerships, whatever, can make for much more smooth process. But it is what it is. Like Osiris said, it's pretty common on both platforms. If you're gonna try to use the latest and greatest piece of hardware that's like barely even on Best Buy's shelf or Walmart's shelf or wherever, then you're probably gonna expect a little bit of heartache or whatever to get it up and running. But the main point of my conversation here is that Linux has all of the drivers. They're called modules in Linux. It has them in the kernel already for the majority of the hardware. It just works. You don't have to go and download them from various websites and whatnot.
Windows has all the drivers.
Nah, they're not optimized for this specific hardware, though. They're generic Windows drivers.
No, if you compare the Windows drivers that come on like 8, they're going to be nearly the same one that you get from the website, except for probably a version behind. I spend a lot of time on drivers, just to make sure.
Yep, definitely.
So if you have a Bluetooth, if you have a mouse, all that stuff just works.
Right.
Unless you're using Windows XP, and if you're using Windows XP, you should shoot yourself anyways. If you're using Windows 7, it's about time for an upgrade. If you care about that stuff. If you don't care, then you probably don't care about which driver you're using anyways.
Right. Yep. All right. What? Well, why don't we just take this time?
Yeah, said the same thing. Since Windows 7, the driver downloads works great.
Why don't we take this time to talk about the whole AMD versus NVIDIA versus Intel and share our knowledge that we've gained, since we all met.
I can distill this into a single sentence.
Yeah, right.
Yep, and then we had a debate yesterday. Go ahead.
Intel just works. NVIDIA works if you install the proprietary driver, and AMD, well, that's nice.
Yeah,
it looks good. That's about it.
Unfortunately, that is a true statement. I agree with that statement. There's so many fine points or little things that can go wrong along the way of getting your GPU working in Linux. So that kind of, that's unfortunately what's holding, in my opinion, and I think you guys can agree with me and let me know if I'm wrong, but that's kind of one of the things that's holding Linux back from the desktop, from being something that just works. It's the damn GPU drivers. I can speak on a lot of hardware and what works and what doesn't work and what little tiny, nuances I had with each specific hardware. For example, my Ubuntu box, that's an AMD complete solid all AMD box. It's got an A8 3870K. It's an APU, and it's running Ubuntu 14.04.1, and it's using the open source module for the Radeon. It's the Radeon module, Radeon driver, if you want to call it that, and everything just works. It's great. It's awesome. But, you're not going to get probably the full FPSs out of it that you would using FGLRX or the proprietary AMD driver. I mean, and then that starts branching off into all these other little issues when we start talking about the AMD drivers. So it's definitely been a sore subject for a long time in the Linux gaming community. There's another popular show that, they've been dealing with AMD driver issue for 5 years, and You know, it just doesn't seem like AMD recently tried. I will say that they released the Omega driver, and we talked about it in last week's show. That they actually changed up the packaging of it and made specific deb files for particular versions of Ubuntu and some other ones. We talked about it last week. I don't remember I don't remember the exact packages that were available, but Atomic has something to share, or he can contribute here. He tried to download the generic Linux AMD Omega driver and tried to get that working on his AMD box. And what happened, Atomic?
It refused to install, and this is not an AMD box. This is
Out of here.
this is my Intel box, which has an AMD card in it. It also has the NVIDIA card in it. I installed the NVIDIA drivers, got myself to the point of having no desktop anywhere, and tried to run Radeon, tried to run FGLRX, and yeah.
It just didn't work. Yep. Yeah.
Well, under Radeon, I got a desktop. It was a complete fucking mess with zero acceleration. Like scrolling in web pages would draw the page in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's not good. That sounds. I mean, like I said, there's so many little intricacies that can go wrong in graphics rendering, in graphics in general, not just on Linux, but on Windows too. You have there's all these memory shims and layers, and I don't claim to know anything about graphics drivers as far as the development of them and how hard it is to develop them and stuff and get them to work. I just know as an end user what to fix and how to fix it for my use case. So we had this debate yesterday. We each asked ourselves, what driver, if you could build a little tiny Steam box right now today, what would that hardware look like? What would you want it to be?
NVIDIA.
Intel NVIDIA.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's the case. So AMD, hopefully,
It ain't even NVIDIA is not that great.
I mean, if I
There's
was
a disparity still.
if I was on a budget, I'd probably go with an AMD CPU because those work.
Yeah.
But fuck AMD graphics.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying. They're definitely trying. They have the Red Team Plus efforts. That is trying to. It's the bridge basically between the gamer and the developers. And
yeah, but here's the problem: they don't work. They're not even close to working. I don't need bridges. I need working drivers. That's my issue. You spend $300-400 on a GPU. I don't want to hear about the politics. I want to hear about the workings. NVIDIA works. Intel works, I guess. I've tried it once, and playing at 30 frames per second wasn't my thing, so I kept it moving. But the AMD, especially the new stuff, the 280s, the 290s, the 285s needs real work done to them.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I can speak on the older hardware, and that's it. Like the HD 6000 series. That's what's in my Ubuntu box APU, and I can speak on that. And it's it just works. It's good with Ubuntu 14.04 anyway. I didn't test the Omega driver yet. I still have benchmarks to run, and I'm in communications with AMD Sam and Roy. So, we'll have to see what those Omega benchmarks show. Now, there is someone did some benchmarks on the Ubuntu forums, which I've referenced and pointed out to Osiris and Atomic, and so these need to be taken with a grain of salt because we don't know what their test case was, or there's no science behind it basically. So
even even if we say that his results were real, still lacking 40% of the performance it's supposed to be having.
Right, right. So I'm trying to find the thread here. What would be the quickest way to do this? I don't want to log in online. I want to share these numbers with everybody because it's really relevant to what we're talking about here, and I just want to show our viewers. I wonder if I do a search on Omega. Of course not. Why would that come up? Man, they changed the forums again. The coloring of them and the font, and I don't know. They just.
The 750 Ti is real, Techie Rock.
Yes, it is.
For $120 about now.
Yeah.
It is single-handedly probably the best GPU out until the 950 Ti comes out, if it comes out. I think they just add the Ti's depending on how the competition looks. So if the competition actually like passes them, they'll add the Ti just to say, hey, we still got something else for you guys if that wasn't enough.
Yeah. Chat with them a little bit, guys. I gotta doing something.
Glog, what is it that Intel and NVIDIA don't do well?
Communicate with customers. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't need them to communicate with me, though, as long as it works. When it stops working, then we need some communication.
Yeah, I don't think I've communicated with Intel. Or NVIDIA.
That's because Intel doesn't have real people. Just robots.
All those
Powered by Intel.
All those blue
He said powered by Intel.
Yeah, it's all robots.
I don't know what I just clicked right there, but that was kind of funny.
So you're saying that if we had cleaned the dirt off of all the machines in the Matrix, we would have seen tons and tons of Intel logos?
Yeah, they're all powered by Intel. Xeons.
Those 24-core Xeons?
Yes. In the future.
Oh, if we're talking the future, then it's probably... They've probably got 48-core Xeons by that time.
I don't know. Maybe in the future, NVIDIA took over Intel as the major compute manufacturer, and they're all powered by NVIDIA's because of the parallel processing.
Right. That would be pretty cool. All right, so here I think I found the numbers. Here we go, live right in front of everybody. This person dangling pointer, he probably has a YouTube channel. You know, he's pretty big on the or he's on the Ubuntu forums. If you're interested in seeking this thread out, it's ubuntuforums.org, and then just go under the gaming and leisure thread section, and then find the Catalyst 14.12 for Linux. And you can see what he did here was he ran some benchmarks utilizing the Phoronix test suite. Now, that's a whole nother debate that I don't even want to get into right now. We're just going to focus on these numbers and, you know, take them with a grain of salt based on the tool that he used to benchmark. The main point that I'm trying to make is he used the same tool the entire time. So let's look at these numbers here. He did a test using the 1409 version of the AMD drivers, and it showed right around 90 frames per second for Tropics. I'm rounding. This is all rounding for those of you listening to the audio version of the podcast. And then Sanctuary was again rounded around 90. Heaven was 40. Valley was 50. Now that's on the 1409 version of the AMD driver, which was released back in July of this year. So that's, 6 months ago. NVIDIA is really good about releasing updates to their driver almost monthly. What would you say, Atomic? Maybe
not a period. It's when there's a major update to the product line or a game line. That's when they usually have a major NVIDIA update.
Or Xorg. Yep, because there's been a lot of development work on Xorg, which I don't really understand why, since we're kind of veering off towards Mur or Wayland, but there's still Xorg updates occurring. believe it or not. But anyway, so now we look at the next benchmark, which was utilizing the AMD. These are all, again, this is the proprietary driver benchmarks. This is not the open source Radeon benchmarks. This is the proprietary driver, Omega. Well, we're getting to Omega. We're talking about, now we're talking about Omega. So, excuse me. So you saw a 3 frames per second improvement in Tropics. You saw a 6 frames per second improvement in Sanctuary. You saw a 5 frames per second improvement in Heaven, and a 3 frames per second in Valley. Now, I guess I haven't pointed out yet what card this is. The hardware that he's using is... do you remember which one this was, Atomic? Or Osiris?
290.
It's the 290? Okay, gotcha. So then what he did was... So that was Omega by itself on Ubuntu... I believe 1404. No, 1204. Excuse me. It says he added a new column for benchmark results with the latest Ubuntu official hardware stack for the last long-term release, which was 12.04. So there was a massive improvement. We're talking almost 60 frames per second improvement for Tropics and Sanctuary, which are older benchmarks. So when you start looking at the newer benchmarks like Heaven and Valley, you only saw around a 22... Well, Heaven was a 22 frames per second improvement, whereas Valley was 5 frames per second improvement. So I guess I just want to reiterate and point out, you say that they're not improving. You say... You make the
No, I'm saying that who cares about the improvement because it's still so far away. It's not worth your money.
Okay.
Not
yes, that statement
Linux.
is true. Right. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not spending $600 on a Rogue.
I'm spending $100 on it.
Right. Yep.
I mean, AMD is great if you're using Windows. Like for the money, awesome.
Yes.
If you're using Linux, if you like headaches, go for it because you're going to be having lots of headaches. Not only that, it's not the frames per second that's the only problem. It's the total experience. Frame latency is a huge problem. Frame skipping, all kinds of
the micro stuttering. Yep.
So everybody is looking at these frames per second, which are already not that great. But the real issue is the total experience package. And let us not forget the history of their driver package. On Windows, they had the exact same issue until it was pointed out by who was that?
PC Per. Yeah, PC Per, yep.
They pointed out because everybody previous to that, to them pointing it out, was complaining of experience issues, not frames per second issues. It was the perceived skipping of frames, so frame latency. The PC Per did some type of new test, pointed it out to AMD. AMD did fix it, and now that issue is cleared up. So they're having the same issue on Linux also now.
Yeah, that.
And there's not going to be a major rewrite because that's what they ended up doing is rewriting the driver on Windows. There's not going to be a major rewrite because they've already confirmed that they're moving forward with the unified driver stack, which means they're going with the open source foundation, and then adding. Now, at that point, you have the choice to going with Catalyst on top of it, or open source on top of it. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, and that's only going to support the R9 285 and later video cards, not later as in 290 and 290X. Release date later, so 285 and whatever is not released yet.
Right. Yeah, we covered that in one of our earlier episodes of our show many months ago. This holiday special today is episode 18. Woohoo! We've made it.
Old enough to smoke.
We've made it. Yep, there you go. No, that's not 18 years. 18 weeks. We've done. This is our 18th week of doing the show. I think we missed 1 week.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. But we're, Wednesday nights normally is our normal stream night. So those of you that are new to the show right now and watching, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time is the scheduled show for Linux Tech and Gaming. We get together and we talk about gaming. We talk about it in the, with a Linux spin, a Linux twist on it, and we also talk about some tech stuff as well. We're all enthusiasts, really, PC gamers. I don't even know if I can call myself that. I'm still relatively new to the whole PC gaming scene. Only a year, I built my rig at the beginning of this year. And Osiris has been, how long you been PC gaming, Osiris?
Since the 80s sometime. I don't know, a long time. Long enough to remember.
No, PC?
Yeah, PC.
Okay, wow, nice. Yeah, I wasn't including all gaming. I was specifically saying PC gaming because I was a console gamer, obviously, prior to 2014 January. I was big into console, big into Call of Duty, big into all that. But anyway, so what about you, Atomic? How long have you been PC gaming?
Well, I started at the turn of the century, but I quickly got out of it because it was just a big pain in the ass at the time.
Oh, no digital distribution, stuff like that, or what? What was?
Not just that. Everything crashed, and enough to piss me off. So at the time, I just went console.
Yep.
And I started building a collection of the classic consoles up to the then current gen. I think I had everything but the 16-bit. Roundup.
Yeah, my gaming. Oh shoot! I mean, if we're gonna start talking about the history of our lives in gaming, mine started off on like either a Commodore 64 or one of those Texas Instrument version, whatever. Because my dad really is the one that got me into technology, got me into computers. He bought a Macintosh Plus when that thing was brand new for $3,500 back in the 80s, which is like, what? He still has it, if you can believe that. I've been meaning to boot it up and create a video for it. Maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do that as a Patreon. Once I reach a goal on Patreon, I'll do a video of booting up a Macintosh Plus from the 80s. It doesn't even come with a hard drive, you guys. That's how old this hardware is that I'm talking about. You have to connect this gigantic box that's about this big, a foot wide by 4 inches tall by 8 inches deep, and that was the external hard drive. And even then, you got, I don't know, 10 megabits or something. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but just, man, thinking about where my roots came from and where I came from, and as far as PC goes, my dad was a big, he still runs Apple to this day. He still runs OS X, and he's on the latest version of OS X, whatever. I was just talking to him the other day about it. But anyway, so yeah. But
I got back into PC gaming when I heard that Steam had come out for Linux.
Right. Yep. So just as a side note too, for those of you that aren't watching the video version, all of these benchmarks were done on an i7-2600 at 3.7 gigahertz on a gigabit motherboard, a D2, and then with 16 gig of memory, and looks like a platter disk, not an SSD. As well as, so it was using kernel 3.13. Yeah. On
that old thing?
Yeah. Well, hey, we have to. This is one of the points that we were talking about the other day. Is you have to keep in mind what's the average or normal piece of hardware out there that a person has that we want to promote Linux onto, or I should say.
The average piece of hardware a new Linux user is going to have is going to be very specific. It's going to be an Intel-based laptop with a Pentium or i3 maybe an i5. It's going to be a dual core, most likely. It's probably going to have a hard drive, 5400 RPM hard drive, integrated graphics.
I don't think
Intel
those are a
HD.
thing anymore, are they? I thought that all the laptop hard drives are now on 7200.
Nope.
Oh, that's stupid.
No, when you get down to that $400 bracket, they're 5400 RPM.
Oh, that sucks.
And the screen resolution is going to be almost universally 1366 by 768.
All right, you know what? I got this right at my fingertips. We got the Steam. I was gonna bring up the October Steam hardware survey results, but all of a sudden my browser doesn't have Flash installed.
Which browser is that?
It's Midori. It's a private for private browsing.
Yeah, it doesn't really like
Flash. Yeah. So I'm opening Chrome real quick because I want to just share these with everybody. So back in October when we covered this story in episode 5, wow, that was 11 weeks ago? No, 13 weeks ago? Holy cow. Look at how time flies. All right.
Yeah.
So look at this hardware that we, the common hardware back in, this is a November result, excuse me, which is only, 2 months ago now. If we're assuming, say, we're at January 1 right now. So 2 months ago would have been November 1st. This is we're looking at the most common hardware. And what do we see? We see Intel CPUs between 2.3 gig and 2.69 gig.
Laptop.
Yep, pretty much. We see it's got 2 CPUs, so it's a dual core, not a quad core.
Yep.
We see that it has HD graphics 4000. Wait, is that right? No.
Yes.
4000?
The 4000
No,
series
this
is
isn't-
Ivy Bridge.
Okay.
What I have.
I'd have to
Pretty sure.
click on video card. It's not sorted by... Okay, it's not sorted correctly right now. I didn't sort it right.
Yeah, it is by percentage, isn't it?
Actually, you are right. Yes, it's sorted by percentage. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
HD 4000 and HD 3000.
Right.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Ivy and Sandy.
Yep, Ivy and Sandy,
And
right.
4400 should be working its way up the list.
And you
or
got to remember those
4600.
are 2 and 3 year old chips.
Right, yep.
So that's about average, probably, for a laptop.
Yep. Hey, guess what, guys? It's the holidays. It's in America, it's Christmas, and we have a tradition of handing out presents. That's not really the true meaning of Christmas, if depending on who you talk to. But I would like to give away a present to you guys because I really appreciate you guys coming to the stream and supporting us. So what I have for everybody is a 4 gig USB stick from, I'll cover up the name. If they want to pay me for advertising, they can do that. Just linuxtechandgaming@gmail.com and get a hold of our advertising department. And so we got this to give away. So what we're going to give this away right now, live. And it's going to be mailed to you with Ubuntu installed on it already. Now, that can be a choice. We might, if you want a different Linux version on it, we'll communicate and put whatever one on it that you want. But basically what this stick is supposed to do, it's supposed to easily give one of your friends Linux to be able to try it on their computer. That's my goal right now during this show. So we're going to utilize Hitbox's awesome dashboard, and we're going to give this away right now live. Let's see, dashboard. What are they saying in chat? I can't see it.
He wants to win it and gift it to Osiris.
What? Osiris doesn't need.
Linux from scratch. No, thank you, Glock.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, like what?
I don't need to do any Linuxes from scratch.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what channel I'm on. Am I on Linux Tech and Gaming or Ubuntu Addicted?
Linux Tech and Gaming on Hitbox.
All right, thank you. I wonder if I don't have the poll that I had on my channel. Oh well. Linux Tech.
A poll.
I do?
Yeah,
All right.
is a poll that says Fistful Frags or Borderlands 2.
Yeah, that's the wrong poll. Son of a buck.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to undo that.
Go ahead and talk about the next topic, Mike. I mean, Sam,
next topic.
Sam, Ralph, whatever your name is.
I'm sure the world already knows. It's not hidden. But the next topic, Unreal Engine. I suppose yes, Unreal Engine. Let's talk about the Unreal Engine, which is the engine that is.
Can't you talk about something else? I can cover that really well. I mean, unless you want, go ahead. And
It's the
There's
last
nothing
topic.
else.
Yeah.
there wasn't something up further. Yeah, Atomic. You can't. What was that game? The game that we just picked up. Let's talk about that.
Oh, Tabletop Simulator?
Yes, go ahead. Share with our audience how the awesomeness of that, and I'll bring that up on the screen right now.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, Tabletop Simulator is exactly what it sounds like. It provides you a table, and you can play any of your normal IRL tabletop games on it. It has Steam Workshop in it, and there's a very large selection of modifications. One that I specifically got as soon as I got this game was Cards Against Humanity.
Wait, where? I can't find it in my Steam library, even though I installed it and launched it yesterday. What is it called?
Tabletop Simulator.
That's what I thought. It's not. It. T, right? I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not fully retarded.
You're derping.
It is not under T. I see Trine, Transistor, 3 Dead Z, Team Fortress, the Talos Project, Tabletop Simulator.
All the updates are real.
There it is. I don't want to launch it. Go ahead, keep going. So I'm sorry, Atomic.
Yeah. I installed a mod for Cards Against Humanity. It supports RPGs, which I've never played a tabletop RPG, so
I haven't either. Yeah.
it looks to my ignorant eyes like it would work, but I'm not certain of that. I don't know how those things work.
Ah, this opens on the wrong monitor. That's so bogus. Why does Steam do that?
Oh yes, and that's one of the things I liked about this. It gave me a little cause for concern because it's a Unity game and it had the Unity. We didn't give a fuck about the launcher, Unity launcher, and that's usually a bad sign. But this game did pretty well. It launched on the correct monitor. It didn't try to span my multi-monitor setup, and yeah. Let's see.
So I'm just sharing with everybody what it looks like on the stream right now. Hopefully they can see it. Can anybody put in the chat if you can see it or not, please?
Yeah, it's showing up on the.
Okay, thank you. I had to, since it auto launched in full screen on the monitor that normally runs my streaming software, I had to quickly flip them. So I wanted to make sure you guys could see it. So
what Glog said, you can flip the table.
Yeah, it's pretty epic flipping the table. Let's play the next.
You fucking cheater!
Right?
Fuck
and
this
just
shit.
flip the table. Yeah, here we go. So this game, there you can look at it. Look at that. Oh man, that just looks epic. Look at it's just like a constant YouTube video or a video of just constant flipping of tables.
Yes. It has a very large selection of tables. You can draw on the tables too. And
No.
oh, look at those graphics.
Right?
Beautiful.
It is.
And let's see, it supports card games, it supports things like chess, marbles. I'm not doing it justice for all the things it can do.
Yeah, I mean, we just just so the viewers are understanding, we just pretty much found this game, or I did anyway, yesterday, like late in the afternoon, because it was on sale because of all the Steam sales and game sales everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely what I envision happening is a bunch of us YouTubers get together and play either Cards Against Humanity or some type of tabletop game, and just have a blast, like live, and maybe even get some viewers in there. Maybe that could be another one of my Patreon goals. Once I reach my Patreon goal of whatever a month, and then we can now all of a sudden 8 people can all get together and play this digital tabletop game. Oh, they have pool. Are you kidding me? Did you guys see that?
They have pool on there?
Yeah.
Wow.
It says the possibilities are endless. Tabletop simulator. That is just awesome. It's by Berserk Games. They must be an indie developer. User reviews. I mean, just looking at the Steam page alone, user reviews, 94% are positive reviews. And anybody that, can't get a Unity game to run on their hardware is doing it wrong. But Unity games are really, really light on the resources. They don't take much graphical.
Not necessarily. It depends on the game.
Okay, all the Unity games I've tried, which is all of 2, did nothing to my GTX 760.
Yeah.
So
try distance. You start cranking up the shit on that. It made my 750 Ti cry.
Huh. All right. Well, yeah, 750 Ti without any external power at all. It's just using the PCI bus power.
It's supposed to be using a 6-pin, but it's not using a 6-pin.
Why?
Why aren't you giving it power, bruh? Feed it some juice. It
Not
wants.
that I think that would really matter,
The
but
BIOS, man, the BIOS.
Oh.
It needs more. It needs more voltage. I can't give it more voltage because BIOS is stupid.
yeah, I don't think well, actually, I'm kind of surprised it boots without the external power.
I'm not. That's the whole point.
Lots of cards won't let you boot it without the external power connector plugged in. For safety
Right,
reasons.
lots of cards, but this is the whole point of the 750. Is no external
No.
power.
Well, they put the power connector on there for a reason, and usually when they do that, they also make it so it has to boot that way.
Yeah, I think mine requires the thing to boot. I haven't tested it without the power cord connected. PCIe 6-pin, but I would assume it wouldn't. But it's not using more than it can get from the PCIe bus. So what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, something's up with that.
Yeah. That's the one reason why I can't recommend this card. That's the EVGA for the win with the 2 fans.
Bro, it's time to upgrade. You're talking about water loops and 4Ks.
Yeah.
GPU 980. No, you
Yeah.
don't need
That money
980.
though.
No,
Money, though.
I will. Okay, so I looked at a chart today that showed some Linux games, and it looks like all Linux games, all the AAA Linux games, are being capped right now at about 70-ish average frames per second. So even across the 970, the 980, the 780, the 780 Ti, those are not worthy wild cards to get at the moment, unless you're getting from them for specific reasons, like Glog has pointed out, like quietness, power consumption, etc., etc. I would almost No, I'm not gonna almost. I will 100% say that at not the 960 when it comes out will be the optimal middle of the card to get, because it doesn't seem like there is any game that's utilizing anything over 60 series card. Well, actually a 770 because of the weird release dates on the Nvidia cards. But yeah, there's nothing just really using it yet. Not that I know of. Not any AAA titles. So there might be some Unity games that might.
Yeah, it's possible.
And Glock says he can crush Minecraft with his 970. That might be a thing. I don't
No,
know
he can
about
crush his 970 with Minecraft.
that. Oh, okay. I was reading it backwards. Yeah. Well, I don't play Minecraft, so I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not
Minecraft
talking
is
about those
weird.
kind of games though. Yeah.
Minecraft's weird. It doesn't use the GPU, but it just eats the PCI bus alive.
I heard it's because of the way it loads blocks, or like it samples the blocks. I don't really know. But yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's not a real practical reason to get anything higher than the forecasted 960, because all the high end cards get capped out at around 70 frames per second on every major game. Well, except for like Valve games. Valve games are special cases, though. I think they set the precedence so these other games supposed to be getting there, but they're not.
Dog, if you know some way I can get 144 frames a second in Minecraft, I'm all ears.
Oh, did he say? Oh, okay. No, I thought he said it's because you want that 144 hertz, don't you?
Yes. I tried that. And,
stop.
I need it. I need it. I need it bad.
He said he needs it. That crack, that PC crack.
Yes.
Once
Once you go 144, you never go back.
That's probably true.
But I have I've decided that I'm going to get the 1440p 144 hertz monitor and a 4K for like desktop use. And I found a really nice one because Linus just did a video on it, the Acer B326HK.
Yeah, I watched that video. That was definitely pretty slick.
Yeah, because I think that's the first IPS 4K monitor that's under $1,000.
You're never going to get 144 frames per second because Java. That must be the most profitable Java app on the planet.
That's the thing. If what is it, Optifine ever gets updated for 1.8, I think 144 hertz is possible because I was getting 60 FPS on my Sandy Bridge laptop with Optifine. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, look at this. We got Max CFM in here. We got Osiris NLD. We got Techie Rod. Thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate the support. I finally get, I'm looking at who's in the Hitbox stream. I don't know who we have over at YouTube, but I appreciate your support if you're over on the YouTubes.
I walk with the dead.
We're supposed to be live on all three, but apparently I think what happened was Twitch
died.
No, either Twitch died. I'd have to check live streamer. I don't know, but I'm guessing that like what happened the last Wednesday where where I hosted the other channel and then I went on the other channel and hosted that channel. So I Ubified it basically. That's what we're
Ubify everything.
Yes, I Ubify everything. I make it more complex and then I end up just, slamming my own foot in the door. And this week, I was hard at work setting everything up and making it the way I wanted it and making sure that there was no hosting going on with the Twitches. But I'm betting it has to do with the fact that we have a Linux Tech and Gaming Twitch and my own personal Twitch. And when we set up the Linux Tech and Gaming Twitch, we allowed 3 people to stream to that. I think that's where the issue is. So basically, the way that I have my workflow set up and what's streaming right now, to be able to stream to 3 services at once, YouTube, Hitbox, and Twitch, the Twitch channel should not have me as a person that can stream to it. So anyway, that's something that I have to figure out. But anyway, so thanks everybody for coming. Oh, Ace just dropped in on the YouTubes. Thank you, Ace, for dropping in. How are you tonight? Oh, he's even got a cute little ducky waving at us. So I am now ready to give away the present, the Merry, in America, the Merry Christmas present. Depending on what what you're celebrating, whatever. This is a holiday present from the Linux Tech and Gaming crew to you. And the way we're going to do this, we're going to use the Hitbox dashboard because it is far superior to the Twitch dashboard, which is just archaic and just, I don't know what they're doing. You would think that with that Amazon money that they would actually fix their website, but they aren't. So what we're going to do right now is open up the dashboard on Hitbox. And we're, for those of you that are in the Hitbox chat, can you please complete the poll? I just, out of curiosity, I'd like to get some results on that poll. And the only reason I'm asking you to complete it is because I have to stop it in order to do the giveaway. So if you're in the Hitbox chat right now, please vote on the poll. That should be somewhere on your screen, at the top, at the side, at the left, at the right. And I would greatly appreciate that. It's going to provide me some critical information to know, what platform, you found our Linux Tech and Gaming on, so that I know where to focus my marketing. This information will be given to our marketing team, and we'll get that all squared away. So here we go.
The marketing team.
We have. Yeah, you're not supposed to tell them that. Oh man. All right, here we go. So we got the 4 gig memory stick. We're going to put the version of Linux on it that you want it, that can run from a memory stick, and boom, it's going to be yours. I'm going to mail it to you, probably within a few weeks. So here we go. I'm going to stop the poll. Please, everybody hopefully voted. So I'm going to take a screenshot of the poll real quick. The poll results. Boom. Tough acting, ton acting. All right. So now I'm going to stop the poll, and we're going to come down here and say giveaway. And one lucky winner will be the winner right. Actually, you have to guess a number from 1 to 10. In GLOG, it's perfectly acceptable. It doesn't matter if you're not in the U.S. Don't worry about that.
Christmas is everywhere, right?
Yeah, Christmas is everywhere, exactly.
You keep saying Christmas in the USA like other people don't have Christmas.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that everybody celebrates different things. So basically, you need to guess a number from 1 to 10. Just a second. Hold on. Don't go yet, people. 4 gig USB stick. This dashboard is just awesome. My gosh. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
What YouTube video, Glog? What are you talking about? So many YouTube videos.
Actually, we're going to say from 0 to 25, since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're on YouTube right now, get on over here in Hitbox. Come on. You're going to get an opportunity to win. Get on over here. Get in the Hitbox chat. We got... what? Really?
You broke things.
No, I didn't. Someone just tweeted me right in the middle of our stream with his stream. Wow, that's cool. Let's see. Pick a number. Pick a number from 0 to 25. Between. So, what's everybody doing for the holidays? Going out of town? Going to visit family? What do you guys got going on?
Whatever the
Nothing.
wife tells me. But
Like I said, bah humbug.
that Christmas spirit is real. I hope y'all taking notes.
Yeah. Atomic is definitely bah humbug. He is Scrooge to the bone. All right. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's check this out. Because this dashboard is so powerful and so awesome that I'm not sure how to do it. That's how awesome it is. So, guess a number between 0 and 25, and I think once you guess the number right, your name will say, hey, you won. And this is because we don't have our bot running yet. I'm, coding a bot for the channel.
They're saying it gives you only one option.
You can't enter a number?
Nope.
All right. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like I just told you, I'm learning. Stop and pick a winner.
Oh no, I was picking my number.
No, you can't win. You're a
Sure I had
goofball.
it. There was only one number. I could have won.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to use the poll, so we're just gonna say I'm gonna have to learn that, and we'll put that up to another Ubified. I Ubified myself. So pick a number from 0 to 25, and Atomic is gonna tweet it to me. Not tweet it, excuse me. He's gonna put it in our private Murmur server.
You can use the on-screen number, not the on-screen, online numbers picker, whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, that would be a good idea. Sure.
That
It's
way
a
they can see it.
randomizer, right? Randomizer.
Yeah. There you go. Random.org. That'll do it.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, that way it's a totally legit, giveaway like everybody's saying. Yeah, hold on, guys. Stop guessing. Thank you, though. This is awesome. See, this is the kind of live stream that I enjoy having. I love the interaction with you guys. I'm really looking forward to 2015. It should be a really good time. So the easiest way that I'm going to be able to do this is go to web tools, numbers, sequences. See, randomizer.org. I'm not seeing easily where would I go to have a number randomized. Right now, this is randomizing a list.
You got to go to something else, man. Here, let's see.
Oh, here, switch to advanced mode.
Right here. The random.org is right there at the top right. It says right there. I mean, yeah, the top right. True random number generator on random.org. Minimum, put your minimum number. Maximum, put your maximum number. Hit generate. It'll give you a result.
All right, you guys ready? Go ahead and pick a number. I think Ubu needs a teacher how to stream without Ubu outtakes. Yeah.
The only way that's going to happen is if we just kick him off the stream.
Pretty much. Since I'm the hub, I handle everything. I have to do a lot of things, and I think of a lot of things that I learned from other things.
Yeah, so that's see what he just said right there.
Yeah.
That's why he does a lot of things, because that's how his brain works.
Yeah.
All confuzzled.
My hands are way faster than my brain. So no, it's the other way around. My brain is way ahead of my hands. I can't move fast enough to how fast my brain thinks.
I'm trying hard to forget that whole statement.
All right, no results, so that didn't work, Osiris.
What do you mean?
You told me to enter a number, 0, and then the highest number.
I didn't say enter 0. I said you enter your minimum and then you enter your maximum. So if you wanted to be between 1 and 25, put 1, then 25, and hit generate. 0 is not a number.
Yeah, I don't know what you're telling me to do. That's not working.
You don't see the box that says true random generator?
Yeah, of course I do. True random number service. Yep.
Generator.
What would you like? No, I don't see that box.
Random.org.
Yep.
The root
Oh,
of the
now I see it. Okay, here we go. Yep. Generate. Are you kidding me? It picked 1? All right.
Well, it is true random.
All right.
Well, don't they have to pick a number first?
Yeah. No, what we're going to do is I'm going to have this off screen. I'm going to hit generate. All right, pick a number from 1 through 25, guys, right now. And I'm going to pull the window back on the screen, and you'll be able to see it. Go ahead. Watching this hurts. Ace. Yeah, Ace the Fire Fist. We are still a relatively new podcast, and we're learning. Oh, we got a winner. We got a winner. Max CFM is the winner. 15. There's the proof right there. You can see it right on the screen. Good job, Max CFM. You are the brand new winner of a 4 gig USB stick with your choice of Linux on it. Which Linux would you like on here? Let me know.
All the Linuxes.
Yeah, make sure you're following me on Twitter, and we can discuss how I will get this USB stick to you. So that was kind of fun. Hey, presents, Christmas, holidays, just giving stuff away. Oh wait, what? There's something else in Santa's sack here. An Ubu sack. There's something else in the Ubu sack. That sounds bad. Why did I say that? Oh,
I don't even know what's going on
check
anymore.
it out. Check it out. We got another one. Wow. There's the Ubu sack is just filled with gifts tonight for this holiday special because I'm so excited about our podcast and about our future of 2015. I even got my tree here. I mean, I am all about that Christmas spirit.
That Charlie Brown tree.
Yes, the Charlie Brown tree. And actually, I should go get my other tree because that's how much support I have. Just a second.
What are we looking at? Can't see it.
We're looking at a bonsai tree, I believe.
Oh, that probably just hurt your ears. I just hit the microphone with the tree. Sorry, guys. All right, we got 2 trees. As you can see, I'm all about that bass.
Oh,
about
what the
that
hell?
bass.
I thought it was a real tree.
It's about as real a Christmas tree as you're going to get in the Ubu household.
Come on, man. You live in the frozen north. You can't have some real...
He probably has a tree outside of his house that looks like a Christmas tree.
I actually 2 houses down, I probably could go and take a hatchet to it and get that in the family room. Maybe that'll be another video for my Patreon.
Stealing Christmas trees.
Yeah. No. Chopping down a Christmas tree right in the wild. That maybe will be a Patreon video.
Yeah, I thought you said it was in your neighbor's yard.
Well,
You
I
know
can't
how to swing an
really.
axe.
I can't. Excuse me? Did you just say that? I was a Boy Scout. Okay. You're lucky that I stopped at Boy Scout level, because if I became an Eagle Scout, I'd be over, son.
He'd have been an Army Ranger. In his head, Army Ranger.
That's putting such a hilarious image in my head.
All right, so here we go. We're going to give away the second Christmas gift tonight. So I'm going to move this off the screen again. This time it'll be a number between 26 and 50. Okay, are you guys seeing this? So I'm going to hit generate here after I move it off the screen, and you're going to guess a number, and then whoever gets it first, I'll move it quickly back on the screen and you can see the answer. Ready, set, go.
1 to 50, y'all. 1 to 50.
No, it's not 1 to 50. It's 26 and 50. A number between 26 and 50. Wait a second. Are you seeing the screen? You guys are seeing the screen, aren't you?
We're seeing the Steam window.
No,
Why does it matter if it's screen?
Techie Rod guessed it instantly. Are you guys seeing it when I pull it off the screen? How is that a thing? Well,
No.
Techie Rod, congratulations. Merry Christmas. You won the next memory stick. I don't know how you guessed it on your first try. That's just why I'm blown away. Like, I was like, what? I was like, what's going on here? All right, because Max CFM did the same thing. His first guess, he got it right. So that's why I was like, all right, am I doing something wrong? Am I Ubifying myself again?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. Congratulations to Techie Rod. Make sure you're following me on the Twitterverses. Ubuntu Addicted on Twitter and any social media site that's on the internet as well. You can find me there and follow me, and we'll communicate, over DMs or whatnot, and we'll get you this in a couple weeks. Well, the show is obviously running way over, but it's a Christmas special. It's, Linux Tech and Gaming's holiday special, and I'm just like super excited, having a great time with the podcast. Osiris puts in work, Atomic puts in work. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes, guys. To you, the end user, the viewer that doesn't stream, what you're seeing on your screen looks, oh, this is easy, that's simple. I can probably honestly tell you with confidence that there is no other, maybe not 100% confidence, but there's no other Linux streamer of this quality. Now, we're still learning, I will say that. This is only episode 18, so we're only at 17 weeks. We missed a week, and we're only going to get better. Our stream is only going to get better. So, I've hinted a few times. I did just launch my Patreon, and it specifically looks like it's a Patreon for me and me alone, but don't get it twisted. I'm actually going to be giving money to Osiris and to Atomic because of the amount of effort and hard work that we've all put in for our website and for the show. So thank you to those of you that are supporting us on Patreon. You don't even have to donate any money, you guys. All you have to do is go over to Patreon, sign up, Ubu the Tech Guru, say support, and you can put in 0 for the amount of money. You don't even have to enter an amount of money. You could just put 0. And all it does, it just shows that you're a Patreon of Ubuntu Addicted, of Osiris, of Atomic, of Linux Tech and Gaming, and, you're showing your support for us. I'm not even asking you to put in an amount of money. Just put 0 and say we support you. So, real quick before we head off, I had a great time tonight. I don't know about you guys. Osiris, Atomic, you guys got anything further to add?
Yeah, so let me give a quick wrap up of 2014.
Yeah, I mean, geez, wow.
Linux also has came a long way as progressed, politically and technically as a desktop. In my opinion, a lot in the last year. Gaming obviously has made leaps and bounds. AAA titles are being released. Some AAA titles are being released and coinciding with the Windows platform on the same day. 2015 looks bright because of the AAA titles that are supposed to be coming, and Steam OS, Steam Machine, Steam Controller. My own personal channel has continued to grow, even though I've been not putting up videos, so that's awesome. I've been gaining quite a few followers. I think I started 2015 with like 30 followers or something, 20 followers. I believe I'm crossing 300, or I'm already past 300. I don't know. It's not something I keep a minute-to-minute watch on, but what I'm saying is I definitely appreciate the supports, the awesomeness, the new people I've met, the new people who I've gamed with, even the people I don't like. I like y'all too. Gives me something to do while I'm trolling you. But anyways, yeah. So 2014 has been awesome. All the new peoples and all the new games and all the new fun. Everything has been good for the most part. So that's awesome. I just wanted to make that statement.
Yep. And you can check out his YouTube channel over at youtube.com/Osiris, right? Or is that not it? That's not it. Okay.
The username is Mickmo79. Don't ask me why it's that, but it is that. I've had that channel since 2009. It grew into what it is today. So if you look at old videos, you'll even see like old videos of like family stuff or whatever. But I think the link is not in Hitbox, obviously. So is it? No, it's not. So just look for the user that.
You'll be able to
Google
easily,
Tech.
yeah. Well, not only that, you'll be able to get to it instantly if you go to the website. First of all, linuxtechandgaming.com. If you can't find it there, you should be able to find it in our. Wow, is someone spoofing my YouTube channel? Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Look at this.
Loop.
Yep. Look at that. YouTube.com/Ubuntu Addicted has resulted in too many redirects. Wow. Someone might be spoofing me? My YouTube?
Spoof.
That is kind of interesting.
I don't know. I logged right into it. I mean, I went right to it.
Well,
it's probably just
anyway.
Yeah, it's just error. Random
YouTube
error.
being stupid.
Right. Well, anyway, what I guess I wanted to point out is if you can't find it on whatever, Google, just go to our Steam group. If you're not already in our Steam group, what are you doing? You got to join our Steam group. Let's see here. Our Steam group is Linux Tech and Gaming. We're currently at 47 members and growing strong. So we look forward to you. If you can't find, you'll find his channel is right over here on the right side. His channel is either on the website or on our Steam group. It shouldn't be hard to find at all.
Just Google it.
Yep.
You'll find plenty of me everywhere.
Yeah, and my
Right.
channel's there too.
Yep. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Atomic?
Yeah. Nothing.
A man of many words.
A man of many words. All right. Sweet. Well, that will do it. Oh, actually, you know what? What I was doing was I just wanted to show everybody, those of you that aren't familiar with Patreon, and the only reason I'm doing this is to show, this supports all three of us, is here. You can see, you just do a search on their website at the top under Creations and Creators, Ubu the Tech Guru. And I'm just going to go through and show you how you just click here. And then when it brings up the page, you can donate, or you can put in a 0 or a 1 for the amount of money you want to donate. Then it takes you to one page further where you can choose, I don't want to donate any money. I only want to become a Patreon. So that's all that I wanted to show. That's it. Thanks everybody for coming again to the live stream. It means a lot to me. It really shows that there are some people interested in what the three of us have to talk about, and I look forward to 2015. I look forward to possibly gaming with each and every one of you during one of our live streams. We not only just have the podcast on Wednesdays, normally Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We get together on Sunday mornings as well. We have been for the last 8 months, and now with this new tabletop simulator game, it looks like we can get 5 other people in with us and just have a blast together, laugh and have a good time, and it's excellent. Twitch isn't working, Fat Cracker 84, because I did something wrong. Techie Rod, what was your question for me? I must have missed it.
I think it was something about
Techie
PCI
Rod
too.
says Techie Rod says no one answered our question. Okay, we're noticing that now. What was your question, Techie Rod? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What's the difference between PCI Express 2 and PCI Express 3? Go ahead, Osiris or Atomic.
None really.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
I've actually done tests on this specifically because my motherboard allows me to force the generation, and you can force most cards to PCIe Gen 1, and they won't be bottlenecked. So.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you
you're
got a new motherboard, and it's PCI 2.
right.
It should be fine.
And is
How is that a
780
new
and is 780 as a PCI 3? That's what he's questioning.
Well,
Yeah,
780s are PCI 3 compatible and backwards compatible. Yes.
Right.
The-
Okay.
My 750 Ti is a PCIe 3, but I've run it in PCIe 1, and it's just not utilizing all of the bandwidth. The NVIDIA control panel, when you click on the GPU, actually has PCIe bandwidth utilization as a percentage. And the heaviest load that I've ever put on it is running OBS, and that probably puts about 25% load on the bus at Gen 1.
Yeah, I think it's been proven several times that you're not maxing out anything in any PCI 3.0 bus. That's not an area of concern when it comes to bottlenecking components between the motherboard, card, and CPU. There's other things that are going to get limited before that does.
Yeah. And really, I've found that in games, that bandwidth utilization is very low. It's things like YouTube, video players, SM player, VLC, etc. OBS, those things raise the bandwidth utilization, but games, 1 or 2%.
Huh.
Just, are you actually talking to the graphics card, or what's the deal here? Nothing's going on. You know.
Yeah. I think that's been an issue that has been visited and has been proven that PCI, no, I'm not gonna say that. Well, PCI 3 is just not something that's absolutely needed or needs to be upgraded. So two is fine.
I don't think you're going to be able to find a graphics card within the next 2 or 3 years that's going to use even 2.0.
And then the other question was for Ubu. What do you think about outboard video cards for, I think, laptops?
Oh man, yes, and yes. I think
You
they're.
don't even have a laptop.
I think they're pretty cool. I saw when at CES 2014, it was a product by, I want to say, Asus or Asus. No, Alienware. Excuse me. It's a product by Alienware, and it's actually, I believe it's released and out there right now on the market. Let me just double check so I don't give you guys some misinformation. But it's a really cool product. It, really can be so if you're a business professional and you need to carry around a laptop, and you don't want to carry around, or you don't want to buy this gigantic laptop that's a freaking suitcase of a laptop that weighs 25 pounds, whatever, and so you just get one that's got a built-in HD 4600, in an i7 or something, or even the new Iris Intel GPU, iGPU. But you want a better, awesome external GPU, then yes, Alienware does sell one, I believe. And then we're going to quickly find it here really fast. It's called their external amplify. It's a graphics amplifier, and actually it was announced in October of this year. Again, I guess it's supposed to be shipping soon. So it was a similar type product was originally debuted at CES 2014. So in January of this year, big YouTubers covered it at CES. I couldn't make it to CES, but, it was, Linus really showed the power of it and what it could do. And I think I think there's a really niche market for it, unfortunately. So you're not going to get, the numbers are not going to be really that large for it, first of all. And then second of all, the thing that you have to keep in mind is this is a proprietary port. So Alienware did this on purpose. So you can't it's not just DisplayPort out of your laptop, so you can plug it into any laptop. Those people, those big corporations are smart people. There's no way that they were going to use some common connection protocol like DisplayPort or HDMI.
Thunderbolt.
Or Thunderbolt, right. So any one of those probably could handle the amount of bandwidth that's required to go over that to give you the power.
They can. This is not the first product of its kind.
Right. Yep.
I'm forgetting the name, but there was a one as far back as 2011 that ran over Thunderbolt, I believe. It was sold for Macs, but I think you could plug it into any Thunderbolt laptop, which Macs were pretty much the only thing with Thunderbolt, and it did basically the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm showing the stream right now some pictures of the Alienware 13 gaming laptop and the external graphics amplifier, and this thing is bigger than my house. Like this house that I live in, this one's bigger. This little external adapter. I mean, the argument that I just made, saying they don't that a business professional doesn't want to carry around a gigantic suitcase of a laptop to game on. What the F? Could they have made it any bigger?
You're not going to take this with you.
Well,
You're gonna
I
take
know.
the laptop
Yeah,
with you.
you gotta
yeah.
have a
And
video
just have
card
it
in it, a power supply,
Right,
and
right.
so it's basically a computer. So you might as well just take a computer.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, this is totally niche market. Somebody that just has money falling and burning out of their pocket is going to buy this, and that's about it, in my opinion.
Really, I would make like there's no great solution. So I would make do with what I had, or not use it and use a desktop. That like for laptops, that's upgrading a laptop never has and never probably will be a thing because they make them so disposable.
Right.
Except for like common things like maybe hard drive and RAM and stuff, of course.
Right. Okay, and this is one last thing that's gigantic that I really want to share with everybody. We have an article up on our website about Steam's brand new streaming technology. It's called Broadcasts. Currently, Steam allows you to broadcast yourself playing a game, a Steam game, and your microphone as well, believe it or not, and it streams your entire computer's audio subsystem or system. So if someone else is talking to you over Skype or over Mumble or Murmur or whatever, that person's voice gets picked up as well. And this new broadcast feature, it's think of it like an easy to use Twitch type thing or hitbox type thing. It allows you to stream the game you're playing, and your friends can watch you play it. So it's a good, Osiris did an article about it on our website, linuxtechandgaming.com. I think it's under the blog section, but the unfortunate part is Valve has not released it for Linux yet, as in the Linux person can't stream or broadcast out. They can, however, watch a friend that's playing in a Windows computer and using the broadcast feature. And the main thing that I really wanted to point out to everybody, that this is kind of a hidden gem that I found. If you go into settings, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Just a second here. Yes, you can see it. All right, so the in-home streaming is something that Steam came up with a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but a while back. It allows you to Linus, I'll actually just directly link or mention his video because he did a great job on it. It allows you to play your game from a lower powered machine in your family room, let's just say, for example, from your gaming rig. So I know that might sound weird to take in.
The other way around, actually.
No, you're playing. You didn't let me finish. You're sitting at the laptop, and you're gaming. And what it's doing is it's using the power of your gaming rig that's in your bedroom or in your basement. It's using that power to play the game and encode the game and send a stream to you, to the laptop you're playing on in your family room. So all it is really, think of it as it's just encoding and sending an H.264 stream to you. And so the whole reason that I'm getting into this, I'm trying to get to the point, guys, I apologize. In-home streaming, this is key. Right here under advanced host options, you want to make sure that enable hardware encoding is on. If you do not have this on, you're going to have a crappy experience, not only for the in-home streaming, but also for the broadcasting. I have, direct knowledge of this. This is not on by default. So this was the gem that I found about in-home streaming and broadcasting. If you have a piece of hardware, a GPU or CPU that supports hardware encoding, which nowadays pretty much AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA support, you're going to want to enable this button. It's not enabled by default. So then you would hit OK here on the in-home streaming, and then you would go down to broadcasting, and here you would do your settings for your broadcasting. Now, obviously, it's not here yet because I'm in Linux. But if I was in Windows, you would see all this, options here for me to choose, like only stream 720p to people, only allow my friends to view me, or yes, go ahead and put my stream in the community channel so anybody can watch me, kind of thing. But it's a really cool thing that Steam has added. It's almost like they're just like Valve is barging their way into the live streaming arena, taking on Twitch and Hitbox. I think Valve did a great job with making it easy for any gamer, any Steam gamer, to stream themselves playing a game. It's simple, click, 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 stream, you're done. It's easy. It's not all this other external software and ensuring you got the right drivers and ensuring you got the right OpenGL libraries. And streaming on Linux is not easy. What I do and Atomic does and Osiris does, we have tools that are available to us that make it easier, but not easy as it is in Windows. And I'll be the first to admit that. But the software has come just light years in the last 6 months compared to Osiris did a video. Well, go ahead, Osiris. Your original video you did on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I did a video about streaming using a script, and basically it's an FFmpeg script. So
yeah,
that's definitely not an ideal way. So it's streaming because if any libraries get changed or something gets changed, it'll break. It's not a program. It doesn't have a GUI, and it confuses a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely, right. And so, over the last 6 months, and when OBS decided to do their rewrite and refactor the code and make it multi-platform, it's just awesome. That's what I'm using right now. I'll just tell you that right away if you didn't already know. OBS is great software, and there's other software tools out there that are better for local recording. That's just my opinion. I use Simple Screen Recorder for when I need to do local recording because I have the extra granular control over the file type, the container type. I can do MKV, I can do MP4, I can change the bit rates of the audio versus the video, and it's, so OBS is what I use for streaming to the internet. Simple Screen Recorder is what I use for local recordings because I get great, really high quality local recordings in 1080p. And it's also more friendly for editing. That's just my opinion, though. So OBS is here. You can download it for Linux. You just go into their forums, go to Linux support, and you can see that there's a pretty active community in here for Linux streaming. I'm really active on here. You can see my name is almost on every post. I'm fully supporting the project. Even behind the scenes with some of the code and whatnot, I helped them figure out a few bugs here and there, and it's coming along really good is all I can say. I've contributed to the project as far as donating money just because this is allowing me to do what I need to do for free. That's one of my goals in 2015 is to utilize open source to do what I need to do, for my job or for fun or for whatever. I'm a huge open source, advocate. If I don't have to pay for something, I'm not going to pay for it. And I'm not a pirate. So I use Linux. Does anybody have any more questions for us before we go, or?
Torrential Tech posted some links in Twitter related to that PCIe bandwidth thing.
All right, let's go take a peek quick, I guess. That's okay, I can get there. I love the interaction, by the way, guys, in the chat. You know, this is what I like, you know, enjoying interacting with you guys. So it looks like he put him in whose Twitter? Yours?
He just tagged Techie Rod.
Okay. So I would just do
So
a search for Techie Rod.
I put the thing in the Skype. You can click on it.
All right. Where'd that window go? Copy link location. Here are some PCI Express tests that I was talking about. So here, Torrential Tech actually did his own PCI Express. Did the research on the PCI Express. So there you go, Techie Rod. If you had questions on what the difference between the PCI Express 2 and PCI Express 3, I will retweet it so you can get it from me. I just retweeted it and favorited it, and he tweeted it right at you, so never mind. So that's awesome. See, I love helping each other out and supporting each other like this. This is great. Is there anything else anybody has to say? I hope everybody has a safe new year. Make sure that you don't drink and drive. If you do choose to get intoxicated or drink or whatever, make sure that you have a designated driver, because I'd like to see you back in my stream. We all would like to see you back in our stream in 2015 so that we can all grow together, because I think it's going to be a great year.
What is going to be our next stream date? Are we skipping the 31st?
Yes, that is a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. We are taking the 31st off, guys. I personally need a break with the launch of Ubu Tech LLC, the launch of just a lot of stuff. I've been overworked and underpaid and underslept, and I got probably black and blue under my eyes, and so we're taking next week off, guys. So I look forward to seeing everybody on January 7th. That would be January 7th at 7 p.m. will be our next live stream. We might possibly be live on January 4th, which is a Sunday, maybe in the morning, but that's not a guarantee. And if you have a question about when we're going to be live streaming or when we're not going to be live streaming, there will be a Google Calendar on our website. If it's not there yet, it will be there shortly. That's about all we got. Thanks everybody for the support, and thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I see that Paul just showed up. Thanks, Paul, for dropping in. That's all that matters, that you showed up. That means a lot to me, man. I appreciate it. That's it. Merry Christmas. Everybody have a safe and happy New Year. The stream went 2.5 hours. Well, we started late, but so over a 2-hour stream. I had a good time. Hopefully you guys are more knowledgeable than when you came in here. That's our goal, I think, is to educate everybody, to have fun, to game, and to just be a community. All right. That's about all we got for 2014. Everybody have a safe and happy New Year. Wrong computer.